Imagine waking up on a calm morning, but instead of the usual sounds of cars and people in the streets, what echoes are the noises of giant claws crushing asphalt and structures. The city is being invaded by colossal crabs, massive creatures that seem to have emerged from a nightmare. They appear out of nowhere, advancing in unison, with shells that reflect the sunlight and pincers capable of demolishing entire buildings. Chaos spreads quickly. Armed forces try to contain the advance, but nothing seems to work. Humanity is on the brink of collapse, but you know the secret to stopping them. The question is, will you have the courage to use this knowledge before it's too late? Before we continue, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any revealing and intriguing videos. Here, we dive deep into the most fascinating mysteries and stories that defy logic. Get ready for an intense journey into this unusual tale. These giant crabs, known as Birgus maximus mutatus, are believed to be a mutation of coconut crabs, the largest terrestrial arthropods on the planet. These animals, which typically grow up to 1 meter in width, might have undergone a transformation due to changes in the ecosystem, possibly caused by scientific experiments or environmental imbalances. Increased radiation in certain coastal regions, combined with climate changes and water contamination, may have accelerated genetic mutations. The first sighting of these creatures occurred on a remote Pacific island, but no one paid much attention. It was only when reports began surfacing of coastal cities being devastated that the world realized the gravity of the situation. Curiously, the attacks seem to occur only in densely populated urban areas. Are they attracted to the heat generated by the infrastructure, the constant noise, or perhaps something even more mysterious? The creatures initially devastated coastal cities like Tokyo, New York, and Rio de Janeiro. But why coastal areas? Scientists believe the giant crabs have an instinctual connection to the sea, and even in their mutated form, they prefer habitats close to water. However, with resources dwindling in these areas, they began venturing inland, reaching metropolises like São Paulo, London, and Moscow. Densely populated cities are the most affected. Why? One of the most intriguing hypotheses is that the creatures seem to feed on something found in urban waste, possibly chemical compounds in human trash. However, this behavior raises questions. Are human activities themselves creating the perfect conditions for these monsters to thrive? The giant crabs possess impressive abilities. They can climb buildings, swim at alarming speeds, and even display behaviors that suggest advanced intelligence. In many cases, they've been observed coordinating attacks, leading some experts to believe they have some form of communication among themselves. Another curious fact is that these creatures avoid areas with certain sound frequencies. Some residents discovered that specific noises, like old alarms or certain low-frequency music, can repel the crabs, at least temporarily. This reinforces the theory that the creatures are highly sensitive to sound, which could be used to humanity's advantage. But here's the biggest mystery: you know how to defeat them. According to ancient accounts from fishermen in Pacific Islands, these creatures have a single weak spot. They possess a sensitive organ within their shells that, if hit, can disable them instantly. The problem? This organ is hidden in a deep crevice, accessible only when they are at rest or distracted. Local folklore speaks of a hypnotic dance used to lure the crabs and disable them. However, replicating this ritual on a large scale seems impossible. Or does it? Giant crabs may seem like a modern threat, but accounts of similar creatures have existed for centuries. Ancient tribes spoke of monsters that emerged from the ocean to punish humans. Many of these stories were dismissed as myths, but in light of current events, they start to make sense. Manuscripts found in caves in Indonesia mention a time when giant creatures dominated coastal worlds. Are we simply reliving history? Science and mythology might be more connected than we think. Now the responsibility falls on you. Using this knowledge could save millions of lives, but it also carries risks. What if there's a hidden cost? Is humanity ready to face the consequences? The fate of the world is at stake, and the solution is within reach, but only for those brave enough to act. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about mysteries, incredible creatures, and events that defy logic, subscribe to the channel now. Don't forget to leave your comment on what you would do in this situation and share this video with friends so they too can discover how to combat the giant crabs. See you in the next video.